What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to and breaking down the most viral disc golf shots of all time. Should be a fun video, hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, looks like we've got a young Anthony Barella throwing through the triple Mando. Woo. That's clean, let's roll that back again. Let's watch this. Oh. Throwing, I'm guessing, a mid-range. Look at there, the wind just keeps it up. Bang, what a satisfying shot to hit. This is happening at the US Disc Golf Championships, the USDGC, which is probably, I'd say, behind the World Championships, the major or even just the tournament that almost all professionals want to win. It's the one that's got probably the most prestige, the most history behind it. This hole being one of the iconic holes on the course. It's that triple Mando, meaning triple mandatory. You've got to go through the middle and also underneath. You know, it's creating those three sides you've got to go through. You'll see some forehands on this hole. You'll see backhands with the goal of at least giving yourself a putt for the birdie. If you miss the Mando, you then, got to take a putt from the drop zone. It's a likely bogey. But he's just gone and put a 1 on the scoreboard. I know that there's been some other aces on this hole. We'll see if they show up in this video, but let's keep it rolling. All right, what have we got here? Par 3, 144 yards. First of all, let's just pause. Yards? clearly a golfer put this video up, or took this video and put it up because, or a non-disc golfer, because yards is never used. We're either in, well, feet if you're on the pro tour, or meters. Anyway, let's keep it rolling. Literally, he's got this roller all the way. No way. Wait. That was insane. Let's watch this again. Going back. He's laying down this roller. The angle he would have to get on this would have to be absolutely perfect. And it's just right in that fence line, and he's put it to like 30 centimeters. That's insane. And that reaction at the end is fantastic. He's just like, yep, cool. I did that. Could do it again in my sleep if I wanted to. That's insane. Rollers, obviously discs are made to fly, but when you can get a roller down, they often can go further than an air shot because you can get them. You see some of these pros like him throwing it in the air, and it can travel in the air for sometimes 300, 400 feet with the power that the pros have, then land and then roll out, even further than that. And so he's just had that on the perfect angle, landed it so that it landed, then followed sort of the hillside as it was standing up. And then when it lost speed, it just rolled, turned over and landed right next to the basket. High level shot in the rain as well. That's crazy. And then the reaction's perfect. Amazing. Oh, I think I've seen this shot before. You guys might have as well.
Oh my God.
Straight down the gap.
Oh my God.
No, he has more speed than
a shot. This is probably the most satisfying shot in disc golf, and also the hardest shot in disc golf. Dead straight shot. He's just got it to flip up to flat. Barely any drift and chains.
Nope.
And I love the reaction in this video as well. He had to, he held the pose first of all. I think that's a real key to having shots go far is holding the pose. But then his reaction was slightly delayed as well. Like it hit the chains and his friend was reacting, the person filming. And then he turns around and goes, oh my goodness, it went in. But one of the hardest shots to throw in disc golf is that straight shot. And you saw his disc, I think it was a mid-range he threw again. And he started on this slight angle and it just flipped up to flat, rode a little bit right, but hardly at all. And then just gentle finish. If that, finished its flight, it would have landed super softly. Throwing a mid-range, which is not going to have heaps of left and right movement and not heaps of skip, helps it to go nice and straight. There's many ways to throw straight shots in disc golf, and he has absolutely nailed that. And man, I don't know if there's a more satisfying ace that you could get. We'll see if we have another one though.
Oh, he has more speed than
What have we got here?
Get up the hill all the way
We got
down if he wants it.
one of the top European plays by the looks of it.
Getting through on that plane once
Up.
again.
Wait,
really committing
where's
to the
this?
line.
There it
getting
is.
through
Okay, he's
and
parked it.
absolutely dices the fairway.
Okay, I'm not so sure that was an impressive shot. Don't get me wrong, that was a very impressive shot. He's thrown similar to what we saw in that last video, but even more exaggerated way. He's thrown it on that angle, but then it's got the understability. It turned then to the right, and so a lot of people might think, you know, you can throw a forehand on that shot, and you might have seen some forehands, but just with where the basket was placed, a forehand may not have had enough push and carry to the right, whereas a backhand, he could throw a disc that would pop up to flat, but then late in the flight at the exact right point, which is very impressive actually, that he was able to know his disc so well that it then started drifting to the right at the right time and then land softly parked for a tap-in birdie there. But I want to go back because this is something that I'm going to agree with the man himself, Brody Smith, on. What are they doing with this camera angle? Let's watch it again. Lovely, look, it's drifting.
Once again,
And it just cuts to the catch cam, which
getting through.
obviously at some point you would have to cut to the catch cam there because, you know, it goes around the corner and you lose sight of it. But that seemed to cut so early, and that's something that I find quite frustrating because you're watching it and then all of a sudden it switches to the catch cam and you lose perspective. You're like, well, like when I watched it, I couldn't even tell where the disc was. It wasn't even in frame. And then it's all of a sudden it's there and you kind of lose, I think, a bit of perspective as to how good the shot actually is. So I know we're meant to be reacting to the shots, but just a bit of a reaction to the filming there. If there's a shot where you can see the disc the whole way, like we saw in some of those earlier shots, that tunnel shot in particular, that is so satisfying, seeing the disc throughout the entire flight all the way to the end. Imagine if that one to the tunnels had have cut. Anyway, I'm getting too into it. We're gonna react to the shots. Impressive shot by Nicholas Antila. Probably some of the best angle control on the backhand in the world, hence why he's a major champion. All right, we got, interesting, what's going on here? No way, it's still spinning? What? Gannon Buhr, the #1 player in the world. It's not like the most impressive shot, but what's impressive, you guys see that thing just kept on spinning once it hit the ice. I think it speaks to two things. A, the power that he has to throw it so hard that it sticks in. I reckon if I threw it, it would just hit and bounce off potentially. Maybe it speaks to how soft the ice was. But then the fact that it kept on spinning, that's just crazy. I think it goes to show just how much spin, how many RPMs he gets on the disc, which is why he can throw it so far. It's not just the speed at which he's throwing, it's also the RPMs that he's getting. Pretty impressive, pretty cool. And that video absolutely blew up for whatever reason. You guys may have even seen it on your feed. I'm sure you would have seen some of these videos on your feeds before, because some of them have just gone outside of disc golf for whatever reason. I should be rating these actually. You know what? I'm gonna start rating these now as to which one is in the top spot. I'd say at the moment, in first place is the, I don't even know, forget the guy's name, but the tunnel shot guy, we'll call him, TSG. That's #1 at the moment. Let's keep rolling. Great reaction. All right, we've got, no way there's a basket on the, wait, what? What?
That's safe. We're playing 17.
What? I mean, he was aiming for, yeah, he was obviously aiming for that. I've seen this hole before. He's aiming for that, but then it turns, hits, and gets a counter skip and lands safe. I mean, you can see, yeah, guys, that's insane how many discs are in the water there. Obviously, some of them are floating, and I'm sure they would just go and retrieve. He threw it too low. He was trying to go for that like laser beam forehand, and this is Christian from Queen City Disc. Absolutely insane forehand player. And it's just turned over too much, and then the way it's just caught the bottom of the thing that the basket is sitting on, it then hits and gets this like counter skip. The disc is coming on an angle where you'd expect it would just hit and dig, or it would hit and roll out or skip, but it hits some part of the ground, it hits just the right angle and just picks it up and gives it a whole lot extra distance, and it's perfect. He doesn't have to go swimming for that one. It is on dry land. Nice shot. Still not as impressive as the tunnel ace though. I think that's still #1, but that was pretty cool.
Safe, that's safe. We're playing 17 right now.
All right, another round disc golf. Wait a... Yeah. What? He almost aced that? Let's see. Joe from another round, known for his aces. I agree with that. Mesmerizing. That shot is absolutely mind-blowing. And his reaction's fantastic as well. Joe, you're known for acing. That one didn't quite make it. But no, in all honesty, that disc that he threw is what we call understable. So it's going to you can get some crazy shots from it. A very good sort of beginner disc, that one. He's been able to throw it on this forehand that's kind of like, he's thrown it on this angle and it's pushed to the right because of the way that it's facing, but because of the stability of the disc or the understability, while it's done that, it's then been flipping up. So then as it's gotten to that point, it's then started turning to the left and flexed out. Like, that takes some incredible touch to have a disc do that and not just have it burn over and roll, but he's thrown it and it's gotten this inside out kind of flight, gone 1, 2, 3, almost 4 angles. Absolutely insane. The way that, and then almost cashed in for the ace. That is super impressive. If he had have aced, that would have for sure, I don't know about for sure gone to number 1, but been very close. This probably sits in a, I'm super impressed by that shot. And it does things, it just breaks your mind. Like seeing a disc do that. This, no way. He's gonna throw it with his...
That was pretty good.
Nope.
What? Guys, no. What? Let's just watch this again. He's hit this gap better than I could using my hands. That's not an easy gap to hit. And he just slung it. What? He like even controls the nose angle. You can see the nose of the disc is even down. I mean, I'd love to sort of break this down more, but I can't. I can't throw with my feet. And he makes it look incredibly easy. And this is one of the things that I love about disc golf is that it's so inclusive, it's so easily accessible, and it's for everyone, no matter your gender, no matter your age, no matter your demographic, no matter your abilities, no matter your weight, your height. It's for everybody. And this is inspirational, and I'm not surprised that this is one of the most viral disc golf shots of all time. Because not only did he throw it well and like get a good flight and actually just threw the disc, but it hit a gap. Like, gap hitting is hard. And he's just gone and nailed it with his foot, hit dead center fairway. Super, super impressive. And you know what? For that reason, I'm going to put that in number 1 at the moment. Insane. That's going to be hard to top. Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen this. Winthrop Lake. This is at the USDGC again. We've got Henna Bromroos, female professional player, clearing the lake at Winthrop. That's insane. You saw there it was over 500 feet to clear. They do this distance exhibition every year at the USDGC that I was talking about earlier. And awesome to see her get an opportunity. She's from European country, one of the top European players. Actually, shout out, got her first ever Pro Tour win. But she can absolutely rip a disc further than a lot of guys can. And I'd say one of the best female throwers of the disc. Putt sometimes leaves something to be desired, but we'll ignore that for now. We're focusing on the throw, and she's absolutely crushed that. And you can see, if we go back to it, she gets the angle exactly right. She gets that little bit of turn on it, and to know the angle here, that it's just gonna hold right while starting to sort of stable out and keep pushing forward. She's got it on this angle and given enough height that it's just, as it's flying, it's sort of slowly panning out. If she had have thrown a disc, put too much angle on it, it would have just burned over, gone straight into the lake, or not enough angle, it's just gonna go straight stall out to the left. So insane angle control from Henna Bromroos. Okay, you guys might have seen this shot before. This is insane. A par 4, I believe. Maybe even a par 5, 600 feet. And it's got a perfect turn. Cash. What? That's one of the most insane shots. To throw it, yes, it's downhill. Okay, so, you know, he's got that going for him, but still to, again, control the angle and the angle of the disc and also the angle of release, because on downhills, you've got to, if you throw it too high, like a normal release, it's just going to stall out to the left on a right-handed backhand. So he's managed to throw it at the right angle. The disc, again, you hear the people say that initially when it left his hand, they thought it was too left and it was just going to not get that turn, but then he knows the disc super well. It turns to the right and gets just the perfect amount of drift to the right before, as it loses speed, then gets the fade back. That's that like S shot that makes you fall in love with disc golf. And then it's just cash it from over 600 feet. That would have to be up there for me. It's hard to go past the one with the throwing the foot, because that was super impressive. That's almost like in its own tier, I feel like. Well, I'd say that shot there though goes to the number one of the regular ones, possibly one overall. The power required to throw a par 4 in one shot. Hats off to you, fella. Hats off to you, mate. All right, next one. Jennifer Allen.
Parked it yesterday.
Curving it around the tree. And where's the disc? Can't see it again. In the basket.
Oh my God.
No way. Context for this one. This was, I believe, the final round of a tournament in 2023, as you saw. First hole. So steps up, first hole, final round, almost aced it the day before, then steps up and final round, first throw of the day, gets the perfect flight to just get it around the trees, enough airtime to come back. I think she's thrown a pretty sort of neutral flying fairway driver that just gets a natural bit of turn on its own and then has some stability to come back. What a way to start Championship Sunday. And she also went on to win the title. So it's a good way to start the final round. Again, I've got to critique the camera work there. Insane shot by Jen.
Oh my gosh.
Had the pleasure of meeting her actually in Australia a couple of years ago. Oh, what, we got another shot from her. July 2023, so shortly after. I think she's aced it with the exact same disc. That's very impressive. All right. You guys might have seen this one come up in your feed a few years ago, because it has got to be one of the most iconic, the most viral disc golf shots of all time. Kevin Jones in the rain. Yikes.
Go in the bucket. Go in the bucket. Oh my God.
There is no way.
On film. That just went in the bucket. No, it did. Yes, it did.
And the classic line.
Bob, did that stay?
Bob, did that stay?
Yes.
It's in. That's just insane. Look at this. One of the hardest holes in disc golf. Dead straight tunnel for ages, missing all the trees. Perfect shot. Chains. All air. And I mean, the reactions in some of these videos are hilarious. It's funny. You can hear, it was not funny, sorry, Kevin. You can hear him on the ground as the disc is flying perfectly towards the basket, and you hear him just go, ow. Like, that was a nasty tumble he took right there. But Kevin's known as being super athletic, and the ability to control and still get the throw away as he slips, comes down hard on his knee. Thankfully, he was okay. That has got to take the cake for me as being the number one shot. Again, probably one of, if not the most viral shot in disc golf. Just the whole sequence of things, playing in the rain, on that tee pad, slipping, and cashing it in for the ace. And that's it during a skins match. They earn money each hole, or if they get the best score on that hole, then they earn the money on that hole. And then if it's a tie, it just builds up. And so he obviously got some nice money from that throw as well, which is pretty sweet. That's going to be hard to top. I think I know what's coming up next. You may know as well. The holy shot, as it's known. You'll see why. Look at that crowd. This is Worlds in 2021, I think. And context is important, but just enjoy this. Look at this crowd. Insane. We'll pause in a second, but just look at this. Everyone chasing him down, and you'll see in a moment one of the most iconic guys will arrive. There he is. Oh, we got a glimpse, and yes, the shirtless American flag board shorts guy. If you haven't seen this before, be a little bit surprised. This is the shot heard around the world, the holy shot as they called it. The context for this shot makes it even more incredible because, you know, it's about a 250-foot throw, but what was on the line in the context is what makes this shot so impressive. World Championships, I believe the 5th and final round, Paul McBeth, the at the time 5-time world champion, was in position to win with this guy, James Conrad, close behind. Conrad had thrown a not so great tee shot, and his second shot, he'd got it to there. It's a par 4, and he needed to birdie it to at least tie to get into a playoff with Paul. Paul had a better tee shot and had laid up for his second, so he was going to take a par. So James, in order to tie and go into a playoff and force extra holes, had to make this shot. Like, there was no question. He had to put this shot in for birdie from out of position to push a playoff with Paul McBeth. And he steps up and takes his putter, puts it on this beautiful turnover line, and just hits it perfectly. Forces the playoff with Paul McBeth, and then goes on to win said playoff on the first hole. While it didn't win him the tournament, it kept him in it. He had to make that shot, and what was on the line for that shot. It wasn't just any throw-in, it was to tie and push a playoff and then win his first world championship. And let's just keep watching it out, because I think some of the other shots show some great info on this. Celebrating with friends. Everyone's going insane. Flag marshals are going insane. We got the follow flight from Jomez, shout out. I love here too. He's like holding the disc up to his head, you know, to block out the sun so he can still see. I think that's kind of a funny thing. I got the follow flight. Again, this is the angle we want to see, is just all the way, not cutting to the catch cam, cashing it in. No one can believe this. We thought, you know, watching this, I remember watching it live, we thought Paul McBeth was just going to walk this in for his 6th world title. He would get one the next year. But James said, no, not this time. Look at the cameraman. That is the funniest shot, just having to chase down and trying to catch up. I love that. And you got the American Shorts man in there as well. Crowd can't believe. Imagine being there in person. Like, the electricity would have been insane. You got Paul McBeth there, you can see he's the one in the blue shirt there. Focusing on him, his wife there, Hannah. He's got to still execute a shot to get up and down for his par. When all of that's happening, you know, everyone's just stuff's happening around him. And love this reaction from Big Germ. He's got to still step up and execute a relatively simple shot, but given the circumstances, he's got to get up and down now in order to tie to go to a playoff, when he thought that he was just going to be walking this in. So no one would have predicted this would have happened. Sure, you got to think and, you know, plan for all circumstances, but he couldn't have predicted that. And he's still got to get up and down, which he did, which is insane. And then you've got the Jomez commentators, Germ and Yuli, just like everyone else. That is one of the best shots, just cannot believe it. And look at the sportsmanship from both Paul and his wife, Hannah. Giving James a fist bump, saying, good shot, as he runs back. That shows the sort of classy people that the Macbeths are. You know, I think the Kevin Jones slip ace is more impressive in terms of the shot itself. I don't think anyone would deny that, and the fact that he slipped as well, it's quite iconic. But the context of the James Conrad holy shot at Worlds, I think with all the pressure, it had to go in that time. I think that's got to go to number one. So number one, closely followed by Kevin Jones slip ace. I don't think anything can top that, but we've got one more video to check out, so let's see what this is about. The Queen City Disc team again.
Oh my God, go in.
Jesus, Amy.
Oh my God, win.
Black ace.
Oh my God.
That's awesome. That's so good. That's a fun one to end it on. The Queen City guys showing up again. They were the ones who we saw earlier, skipping off that water basket. This shot, it honestly may have gone more viral than any of those other shots, potentially. This just, some reason, hit the algorithm and hit audiences outside of disc golf. So you might have seen this one before. I think what makes it so crazy, and maybe what people don't understand, is that, well, maybe you kind of get the context from the video, but when they throw it, their reactions kind of show that wasn't the intended line. That's way off target. That wasn't actually the basket they were going for. But then as it starts to fly, that you start to hear they go, actually, that's heading for the other basket. And in disc golf, we call that a black ace, which is where you throw it into a basket that is not the one that you were aiming for on that hole. I don't know if it's quite as satisfying as getting in the one that you're wanting to, but still crazy shot nonetheless. And the reactions just speak for themselves. You can see on her face, it's just absolute shock. And I mean, what a great moment to have captured on camera. One that I don't think they expected to go as viral as it did, but then it just absolutely blew up. That one wouldn't rank above, I think, the other ones that we saw from James Conrad and Kevin Jones, but it's definitely a fun one. I think the vibes on the card with everyone there definitely make for it as well, and the commentary is top notch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, and make sure you also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any other fun videos coming out. If you would like to see more reaction videos, then let me know in the comments down below. I can do also reactions to disc golf fails as well, which could be fun. But if you guys like it, we might keep this as a regular thing each month. We'll see how we go. If you'd like to be featured either with a fail or an incredible shot or a trick shot, doesn't have to be on an actual disc golf hole, you can send those in to the email which will be in the description, and you may just be featured in upcoming months. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That was certainly a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Hope you've had a wonderful day. Make sure you make it great for somebody else as well, and we'll catch you in the next one.